Ever wondered why some people can eat a lot yet never gain weight while others seem to gain weight just by looking at food? Well, it all boils down to energy balance. Energy balance is a fundamental concept that governs our body weight. To understand this, consider your body as a bank account. The food you eat is the money you deposit into your account. This is your energy intake. Now, your body uses up this energy in various ways, like maintaining bodily functions, moving around, or even digesting food. This is similar to the money you withdraw from your account, and we call it energy expenditure. When the energy you take in equals the energy you expend, you maintain your weight. This is like having a balanced bank account where your deposits match your withdrawals. But what happens when there's an imbalance? If you eat more than what your body uses, you have a surplus. Just like money left over in your bank account, this surplus energy doesn't just vanish. Your body stores it away, mostly as fat. Over time, this leads to weight gain. On the other hand, if you consume less energy than your body uses, you create a deficit. Your body has to dip into its savings or stored fat to cover this deficit, leading to weight loss. But here's something to remember. Every individual has a unique rate of energy expenditure. This is determined by various factors like age, sex, genetics, and even the types of food you eat. That's why some people can eat a lot and not gain weight. Their bodies are just really good at using up the energy. So, weight management, in essence, is a game of energy balance. How does our body balance this energy equation? Let's dive right in. The body has a keen knack for regulating energy intake and expenditure, ensuring that we have just the right amount of fuel to keep us going. Our energy intake is largely controlled by hunger and satiety signals. When our stomachs are empty, they release a hormone called ghrelin. This hunger hormone triggers a craving for food, prompting us to eat. Once we've eaten, our bodies release another hormone, leptin, which signals to our brain that we're full. This intricate dance between hunger and satiety helps to regulate our energy intake, keeping it balanced with our energy expenditure. Speaking of energy expenditure, this is where things get interesting. Our bodies burn energy in three main ways: through the basal metabolic rate, physical activity, and thermogenesis. The basal metabolic rate, or BMR, is the amount of energy our bodies need to maintain basic bodily functions while at rest. It accounts for around 60 to 75% of the energy we expend each day. Now, thermogenesis is the process of heat production in organisms. It happens when we digest food and when we're exposed to cold. It's a nifty little trick our bodies use to burn extra energy and keep us warm. It's important to note, however, that not everyone's BMR and thermogenesis are the same. Factors such as age, sex, and muscle mass can influence these processes. Generally, younger individuals have higher BMRs than older ones. Men often have higher BMRs than women due to their larger muscle mass. And the more muscle mass an individual has, the higher their BMR tends to be. So you see, it's a complex yet beautifully orchestrated system of checks and balances. Our bodies are constantly monitoring and adjusting our energy intake and expenditure to ensure we have the fuel we need to function effectively. Our bodies are smart, aren't they? Constantly working to keep us in energy balance. What's the secret to losing weight? Many would say it's creating a caloric deficit. But what exactly does that mean? A caloric deficit is a state in which you burn more calories than you consume. It's the fundamental principle behind weight loss. Think of it as a balance scale. On one side, you have the calories you consume through food and drink. On the other, the calories you burn through daily activities, exercise, and basic bodily functions like breathing and digestion. To lose weight, the scale needs to tip in favor of burning more calories than you consume. Now, let's imagine you're in a caloric deficit. Your body needs energy to function, but you're not providing enough through food. So, what does it do? It mobilizes stored fat to compensate for the energy deficit. When you eat, your body uses the nutrients it needs and stores the excess as fat for later use. This stored fat is like your body's savings account for energy. When you're in a caloric deficit, your body dips into this account, breaking down fat into molecules called fatty acids and glycerol, which are then converted into usable energy. This process, known as lipolysis, is triggered by a decrease in insulin levels and an increase in hormones like adrenaline. It's like your body's emergency backup plan, ensuring you have enough energy to keep going even when food is scarce. But remember, a caloric deficit doesn't mean starving yourself. It's about creating a balance that allows for weight loss without compromising your health. It's about making smart dietary choices and incorporating regular physical activity into your routine. And while the idea of a caloric deficit is simple in theory, it's important to remember that everyone's body reacts differently. Factors like age, gender, genetics, and lifestyle can all influence how quickly and effectively your body mobilizes stored fat. In the simplest terms, weight loss is about creating a caloric deficit, but it's also about understanding your body and making sustainable changes that support your overall health and well-being. Did you know our hormones play a significant role in weight regulation? Let's dive into the fascinating world of hormones and how they influence our weight. To start, let's introduce 4 key hormones: leptin, ghrelin, insulin, and cortisol. Leptin, often referred to as the satiety hormone, is produced by your fat cells. It sends a signal to your brain when you've had enough to eat. Higher levels of fat in the body lead to higher levels of leptin. However, some individuals may become leptin resistant, meaning their brain no longer receives the full signal, leading to overeating. Next, we have ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Produced mainly in the stomach, ghrelin signals the brain that it's time to eat. Levels of this hormone rise before meals and decrease after eating. Insulin, a hormone produced by the pancreas, facilitates the absorption of glucose from the bloodstream into cells where it's used for energy. When insulin levels are consistently high, it can result in insulin resistance, a key factor in the development of obesity and type 2 diabetes. Cortisol, the stress hormone, increases during periods of stress and can lead to increased appetite and cravings for sugary, fatty foods. Now, what happens when these hormones are out of balance? Well, hormonal imbalances can impact your body's ability to regulate weight. For instance, low levels of leptin or high levels of ghrelin can lead to increased hunger and overeating. High levels of insulin and cortisol can contribute to weight gain and difficulty losing weight. And what about weight loss interventions? These can also bring about hormonal changes. For example, weight loss can decrease levels of leptin, potentially triggering feelings of hunger and making it harder to maintain weight loss. On the other hand, it can also improve insulin sensitivity, aiding in weight management. So it's not just about willpower, our hormones have a say in our weight too. How does exercise help in weight loss? It's a question that's on the tip of everyone's tongue who's ever tried to shed a few pounds. The answer lies in the relationship between physical activity and energy expenditure. When we talk about exercise, we're referring to any form of physical activity that enhances or maintains physical fitness and overall health. It's an essential part of the energy expenditure side of our energy balance equation. But how exactly does it contribute to weight loss? Well, exercise increases our energy expenditure, meaning we burn more calories. When we combine this with a balanced diet, we can create a caloric deficit, which is key for weight loss. But it's not just about the type of exercise. It's also about the intensity and duration. Let's delve into 2 primary forms of exercise: aerobic and resistance training. Aerobic exercise, also known as cardio, includes activities like running, swimming, or cycling. It's fantastic for burning calories and improving cardiovascular health. On the other hand, resistance training, like weightlifting or bodyweight exercises, helps to build muscle mass. You might be wondering why muscle mass matters in weight loss. The answer is, muscle is metabolically active, meaning it burns calories even when you're at rest. So, the more muscle you have, the higher your basal metabolic rate, and the more calories you burn throughout the day. But the magic of exercise doesn't stop when your workout ends. There's this fascinating phenomenon called the post-exercise effect on metabolism. Essentially, your body continues to burn calories at a higher rate even after you've stopped exercising. This is due to the body's need to restore itself to its pre-exercise state, a process that requires energy. So, the takeaway here is that exercise plays a crucial role in weight loss, not just by burning calories during the workout, but also by boosting your metabolism post-workout. It's a 2-pronged approach that can significantly enhance your weight loss efforts. And remember, a combination of aerobic and resistance training can offer the best results. Exercise is not just about burning calories during the workout, it also boosts your metabolism post-workout. Can what we eat make a difference in weight loss? Absolutely. There are several dietary approaches to weight loss that are worth considering. Let's explore a few. First off, we have the low-carbohydrate diet. This approach suggests that by reducing our intake of carbs and increasing our consumption of proteins and fats, our bodies are forced to use stored fat for energy, promoting weight loss. Next is the low-fat diet, which is based on the principle that fats have more than twice the calories of proteins or carbohydrates. By limiting the amount of fat we consume, we can reduce our overall calorie intake and promote weight loss. Then there's intermittent fasting, an approach that focuses less on what we eat and more on when we eat. By cycling between periods of eating and fasting, we can create a calorie deficit and stimulate weight loss. But what about the thermic effect of food? This is the energy our bodies use to digest, absorb, and metabolize the nutrients in our meals. Protein has a higher thermic effect than carbohydrates or fats, meaning our bodies burn more calories processing protein. By eating a diet rich in protein, we can increase our metabolic rate and promote weight loss. However, it's crucial to remember the importance of balanced nutrition and micronutrients during weight loss. Our bodies need a variety of nutrients to function optimally, and deficiencies can lead to health problems. So, while we're cutting back on calories, we must ensure we're still getting a broad spectrum of nutrients. Whether it's vitamin A for vision, vitamin D for bone health, or iron for blood production, micronutrients play a vital role in our health. While following any dietary approach, it's essential to consume a diverse range of foods to meet our micronutrient needs. In the end, it's not just about eating less, but eating right. The best dietary approach is one that suits your lifestyle, preferences, and health needs. It's about finding a balance that helps you achieve and maintain a healthy weight, while also nourishing your body. Remember, it's not just about eating less, but eating right. Could your mind be affecting your weight? Let's delve into the intriguing intersection of psychology and weight management. Psychological factors like stress, sleep patterns, and emotional well-being can significantly impact your weight. First, let's consider stress. Stress triggers the release of cortisol, a hormone that can stimulate your appetite. It's a survival mechanism from our ancestors' days, when stress often meant physical danger and extra energy was needed. The problem in modern times? Our stressors are usually not life-threatening, but our bodies react as if they are, leading to overeating and weight gain. Next, sleep. A good night's rest is just as important for your waistline as it is for your mind. Lack of sleep can disrupt the balance of hormones that control hunger and fullness, leading to increased appetite. Plus, when you're tired, you're less likely to make healthy food choices and more likely to skip the gym. Emotional well-being also plays a crucial role. Emotional eating or using food to deal with feelings can lead to overeating and weight gain. It's important to find healthier ways to cope with emotions and to cultivate a positive relationship with food. Now, how can we navigate these psychological challenges? This is where behavior modification and cognitive strategies come into play. Behavior modification involves making small, gradual changes to your eating and physical activity habits. Cognitive strategies, on the other hand, help you change your thinking patterns to better manage stress, emotional eating, and other hurdles. One popular cognitive strategy is mindfulness, which promotes awareness of your emotions, thoughts, and bodily sensations. Mindfulness can help you recognize hunger and fullness cues, manage stress, and avoid emotional eating. Other strategies include cognitive behavioral therapy and stress management techniques, which can help you break unhealthy patterns and build resilience. Remember, weight loss is not just about diet and exercise. It's also about understanding and managing your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. A healthy mind is just as important as a healthy body in weight management. So, managing our weight is not as straightforward as it seems, is it? We've explored the fundamental concept of energy balance, how our bodies regulate energy intake and expenditure, and the role of basal metabolic rate and thermogenesis in weight management. We've discussed the importance of caloric deficit in weight loss and how our bodies mobilize stored fat for energy. We've also delved into the role hormones play in weight regulation and how hormonal imbalances can impact our appetite and metabolism. We've seen how physical activity, specifically aerobic and resistance training, can aid in weight loss and the post-exercise effects on metabolism. We've looked at dietary approaches, the thermic effect of food, and the importance of balanced nutrition. We've also touched on the psychological factors that influence weight and strategies for behavior modification. Remember, everybody is unique. What works for one may not work for another. It's about finding what works for you. So let's keep the balance.